Welcome to another episode with the Lit Girls. Hey.
Yay.
Today we're going to be talking about, I love the spirit fingers.
I know.
Today we're going to be talking about gifts, our gifts, and then how do we find your own gift? How do we get there? How can we help you get there? Who wants to talk about their gift?
I'll go ahead and go first. I've been deeply reflecting about this, and for the longest time ever, I thought that gifts had to be this grand big thing where it's noticeable to people, where it's valued in quote unquote society. But I have noticed that my gifts is being optimistic. Like, I have that gift of being optimistic and bringing so much positivity into people's lives, whether it's being extra silly. I think that's even in its own another category of a gift where I'm being silly, I'm optimistic. I'm also very organized. And I think that really allows, when I'm doing big projects, when I'm collaborating with people, when I'm working right in a 9 to 5, that has been one of the things that people have always recognized me for. And yeah, but again, I think like my optimism and my love is my gifts. And speaking is also a gift of mine where I'm able to amplify my voice because I think about my voice being my greatest gift of all. And I underestimated that for such a long time. I see you all snappy.
I know. Yeah. We don't want to interrupt, but we're like, yeah, agreed.
So true, so
It's
true, so true.
Yeah, because there's that theme in my life where I've recognized that because I've actually just ended a public speaking course with a really like amazing coach of mine. And I did not recognize how much I was dimming my voice for a really long time because for a long time, and people don't know this about me, but I love to sing. And I used to sing in church. I used to compete in mariachis and do all the things. Yeah, so I love to sing. And along
Wait,
the
now you
way,
have to sing something.
I know, right? Now you have to sing. Show us.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, I sing at home and I sing, just like to myself, but somewhere along the lines in my life, someone dimmed my light on that.
Mm.
And so I found it as like a hobby. So for me, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna pursue this anymore. I'm gonna just like let it go and start like being real with myself and not be so much of a dreamer when it comes to my voice. But it was just like a reoccurring thing though, because then I would sing at church, I would sing in the mariachis, and then I was invited to like, read the lectures at church. And I liked sharing my voice a lot. And then even when I graduated, right? Like I graduated with a bachelor's in speech pathology to become a speech therapist because I wanted to help people's voice be amplified, right? And healed in some capacity. And I just didn't realize that that was like a theme in my life. Um, and so, yeah, I think along the way, I started gaining that strength again because I always thought, well, maybe my voice is only attached to singing. Like maybe it's not a gift anymore. But the more that I've grown up and evolved with this gift, I'm like, oh, I like speaking in front of a camera. When I share my voice, when I'm talking to my friends, there's some strength to that, and people resonate. They feel it in their heart. And I've also noticed that that's not everyone's gift. Some people are really great at writing. Some people are good at just like, creating things with their hands and being artistic. But mine is definitely my voice. And that's something that I'm trying to embrace more of. That's why we're here, right, in this podcast now. Like when I see the evolution of my voice and how it's being amplified more and more, how I did that my first speaking engagement in March of this year, like that has been phenomenal for me because again, I really thought that that voice was gone for a long time. I didn't think it was as valued, but it's something that I'm honing back to and like making sure that I'm strengthening her and making sure that she's valued and, just being able to really embrace that gift. So I think there's multiple gifts here, but I think my primary one is my voice though.
Mm, I
Love
love
it.
that. Yeah.
Love it.
And I would totally agree. Like, I feel like you are so good at articulating your words and like you I can see you being like on stages and like doing really big public speaking engagements. Like I feel like and I think in saying that, I feel like one of my gifts is kind of seeing people's potential. I I think like I can see you being on a stage, and because you're so good at expressing yourself and, like I said, articulating your words, like I can see you doing like motivational speaking and things like that. Like I feel like you would be really great at that. Kind of going back to like my gift, like I feel like my gift is when I work with clients, I can see the end goal. I can see like I'm not focused on where they are right now. I can see like what they could be. And I think part of that, like I think like a second gift that kind of like goes along with that is like I can truly like put myself in the shoes of the other person, and I can feel what they're feeling. And I think that's probably a third gift of being like very like
Mhm.
intuitive and like attuned to myself. So I think because I can be everything's connected, but because I can be attuned to my body, I can really put myself in the shoes of somebody else and feel what they're feeling, and then also see their potential, which is actually really fascinating. And when I worked in community mental health, because I had so much going on and I was living in survival mode, I had a really hard time being attuned to my body, and I had a hard time kind of differentiating between like what's mine and what's the other person's. And like I would feel people's feelings and I thought they were mine because I couldn't differentiate. Like I thought maybe somebody else's anxiety was my anxiety, and not that I was taking on their problems, but like I could quite literally feel it in my body, so I thought it was mine. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So it's
Yes.
not like I was, like, taking on people's problem, it was like I literally thought they were mine.
Yeah.
And I feel like now, like, being on the other side of, like, healing, like, I could feel like I know the difference between, like, "Oh, I'm feeling somebody else's energy, and I know it's not mine, but I can really understand what they're feeling because I'm quite literally feeling it."
And this is where I want us to, especially for all of us that are tuning in and listening. I think sometimes we underestimate our gifts
Mhm.
because we think that our gifts are supposed to be this grand thing, right? That is very specific and that it just, has to be this like grand thing. This is what I
Mhm.
picture, right? Like when we think about talent and gifts. But what may become easy to you, Tati, may not come easy to me. And that's
Mhm.
a gift.
Yeah.
Like being able to feel people's emotions, to see that potential and to see the end goal where you're like, I see clearly. Not everybody has that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? And so I want us to all hone in that no matter how small our gifts may seem, they're not small because it's
Mhm.
not common for everybody to be able to have that come to them so naturally. And I think that's what gifts are. It's
Mm,
what are the things that you can do so naturally where it literally just not only lights you up, but it lights up others, where you feel that
Mhm.
you're giving in service because every time that you're talking to a client and you see the ultimate goal, you provide them hope, you
Mhm.
provide them ease because they're like, okay, I may not see it for myself right now, but you obviously this potential in me. So I'm going to keep going. And not
mhm,
everybody can do that because there are some people out there that are good at being more direct and saying, hey, this is what you got to
Yeah.
do it now, and
Yeah.
boom. And being direct is also a gift, you guys. Like if you are one of those direct people right now, that's a gift. Now, for others who are more empathetic, who are a little bit more soft, who are more in tune, who want to make sure that they're nourishing you, like that's a gift as well. So
Mhm.
I just wanted to really emphasize that your gift makes total sense. And I think it's
1000%.
amazing that you walked us through that process because there are so many people who think that, no, well, that's just like a human thing to do.
Mhm.
But no, it's not. It's like that's a gift. And I think that's what makes this world so beautiful that as we walk around, that you are literally interacting with different types of people that bring their own flavor into life and that makes it more beautiful like that, you know?
Mhm.
So just
And
wanted to emphasize that, and it totally makes sense.
and for
Thank you.
backstory, anyone listening, Tati's actually the one that got us together. So she saw the potential of us three together, and I think this is the fruits of the Lit podcast because of Tati.
Aw, and because of the two of you, right? Like the two of you also agreed to do this, right? And I think I planted a seed and it took the three of us to grow it.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
this is as how far your talent can go for anyone listening. Like something so small, like Edie said, like it doesn't have to be so grand. So something so small, like Tati thinking or seeing the potential of others, thought, hey, what if I called these girls up? What if we did something together?
Mhm.
Can you imagine the impact that this podcast is going to now create? Like,
Mm.
this just became super huge now because now you're not just looking at the potential that we have as three, but now we're reaching out to more people who can potentially have even a bigger impact, you know? Maybe we encourage someone to deep dive into their gift and now they're going to start their business. Maybe we encourage someone to want to speak up and now they're going to have speaking engagement, you know? So like the impact is just like a trickle effect of all of our gifts and we just come together like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I love that,
Mhm.
Lupe. So now,
Mhm.
what are your gifts, Lupe? What do you bring into this world?
So
Now I'm
it's
putting you on the
funny
spot.
because when we talked about this topic, I was like, oh God, what am I gonna say? So but no, I think what comes easy to me is ease. Ease, bringing people at ease. I think within all my jobs I've ever had, I've always been the employee that when my managers come to me, they're like, I feel better because you're here. I feel better because I know I can count on you. And that gets applied to everyone, family, friends. Like, I'm that person they call to feel at ease, to feel better about whatever decision they're going through, to feel better about whatever challenge they're going through. Which is why I became a health coach because I'm like, I feel like it comes so easy talking to people, but also it comes easy because I think I'm a little bit of both of you guys, where I can see their potential. So, oh, that's easy. We'll figure it out together. But also, I can talk about it. Like, I can speak to you about it. And it comes easy to me. Like, let's break it down. I'm also an organizer. So, I'm like, let's break it down. Let's organize it. Because I promise you, everything and anything is manageable.
Mhm.
Um, so how do we make you feel comfortable with it and bring that like whatever's stressing you out, whatever you're struggling with, let's bring it down and bring some ease to it, bring some clarity to it because where there's a will, what's the saying? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep,
I think
that's right.
so.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, something like that. And so that's I think that's my talent. Because even like late as of lately with my new manager, we're struggling through a couple of things, but she's like, you're a blessing. She's like, I have nothing to worry about with you. Like, because of you, I can show up. And I'm like, oh, but again, it's not the first time I've heard it. So that to me just tells me like that is a gift. Going back to what Edie said, it doesn't have to be this grand thing. It's something so small that you wouldn't think that, oh, wait, that is a gift. Because guess what? Nobody else is making that person feel that way. So yes, that's my gift. And I bring people at ease.
I
I
mean,
love
I want to
that.
second that because I'm like,
Mhm.
you do. You really
Yeah.
do. I remember, in the beginning of the year, I went through something really hard and Lupe was just there. She provided me so much ease. She was definitely that bestie. And I feel like that ease also comes with a lot of active listening. And I feel like you hold that so well, where you just allow someone to pour into you and you listen really well. And on top of that, like it's the love and empathy that you bring. That's why people feel that immense ease. And so I'm really grateful for it because I mean, I've definitely witnessed that magic from you. And I think it's definitely one of your superpowers for sure, your gifts.
I
So,
totally agree. Yeah. It's so funny because Marcin also said that you have a very calm presence.
Oh,
And I
really?
think it's important for like that to be said because I think like other people notice it too. Other people feel your energy, your calm presence, and
Mhm.
oh, I can't talk today. I'm like, oh, I'm clearly not the one who's good with words. This is why I'm a somatic therapist. I'm like stuttering over my words.
Girl, no, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, you do put people at ease. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, I try to be calm. Obviously, do I take my own advice? Absolutely not. Do I struggle with that? Of course. But it just comes easy to help others, bring them at ease. And I was gonna say something and I totally forgot. Oh well.
It'll come to you. Don't
Yeah.
worry. It's gonna come to you. That's why I'm like, it's gonna come along the
Yeah.
way. But I think these are all really great things that we're honing in. And as we're even becoming like a little bit more aware and in tune and kind of going back into memory lane of being like, oh yeah, this is how we are, or like Tatiana saying that other people are going to see your talents as well. And I think that for any listener that's out there who is feeling like they are struggling to identify what their gifts are, ask the people around you,
Mhm.
ask your friends, ask your family, ask your partner, right? On your coworkers, what are the talents that I bring? Like, what is it that you see in me? And you'd be really surprised on what people have to say. And also reflect on yourself, right? Like, allow yourself to kind of play. And I think that's where gifts come into fruition is when you give yourself that opportunity to play. Go outside, go see how your energy is and what other people kind of grab from that, right? Like, I know when I walk outside, and I'm being super social and bubbly, people receive that and they love it. Like I know my neighbor was like, "Wow, you're just like very like social." And I like that.
Mhm.
And it's those are little gifts, right? Like and take those into your pocket and see like what you like and what serves you, what doesn't. Or even when I was having that conversation with my sister and my mom the other day about gifts, she was like, "Wow, I didn't realize that I was detail orientated." And when she went into work, she felt so empowered because she noticed throughout the day where she was like, I am detail orientated. And then her coworker commented on that and she was like, that is a gift. Like, I forgot that that was even considered a gift. And she
Mhm.
felt so good after that. And I think that sometimes that we just have to give ourselves more credit
Mhm.
along the way that our gifts are valuable. And so definitely allow yourself to like play, ask people around you and what they see, and just collect it, and then assess it and see what you think resonates with you the most and just go
I
with
love
it.
that. And I
Absolutely.
also think that like when we point out other people's gifts, right? Like that really mirrors back something inside of us, right? Because I think that we can only see things in other people if there's just a little bit of that, even just a tiny bit that exists inside of us, right? Because I think everything is a mirror, right?
Yeah.
Everything's a reflection of us, right? And so if we are able to point out other people's gifts and we're like, oh, you're so detail oriented, right? Like there's something about saying that out loud and pointing out somebody else's gift that says something about you and potentially your gift. Does that make sense?
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's a good one, Tati.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. No, that is such a good one. The whole mirror aspect of it and how if you even share that out loud with someone else, it's a good way to bounce it back to yourself as well to be like, oh, maybe that's something that I can consider for myself as well. So
Mhm.
I think that that was good. I was like, ooh, I love the mirror
Yeah.
analogy. So
Yeah.
it's so good.
And as the listeners will continue to get to know us, you'll know that I am the what's it called? I'm like Dati, I can't talk today.
Is there
Like,
something in the air?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm the one that breaks the rules and I set different standards or I try to make up my standards as I go, right? It's hard because society, family, or has already set them for you. So it's a matter of like trying to change it up. It's really difficult. So with that note, like don't be afraid to define your own gift. So kind of like what Edie was saying before, don't think it's this big thing. Like, who cares what other people are saying gifts are? Like, you don't have to like know how to write. It doesn't have to be related. Here's the thing. It doesn't have to be related to your career, to your like relationships. Like it's who you are. It's what comes natural to you. I want everyone to redefine what having a gift means. Because when you redefine that, then you dig deep into, oh, what is my gift? Oh, it's being able to decorate a home. Creativity comes easy to me. Maybe you're constantly always reorganizing your house because you're just, good at that. Maybe you're just good at, like, I don't know, like your sister doing nails, you're creative, right? So it's things like that, but we don't stop to reflect on that because we're so caught up on what the definition is that was given to us. So I encourage people to redefine what a gift is for you. And then once you've defined that, like dig deep into what that is for you. And again, just you, no one else, not the person next to you, not the person you're dating or your family. It's what it means to you. Because the same way we're all we were all made uniquely different for a reason, to bring something to this world. And I want us to find that the same way each of us have found it. I want people to find that because it's so important. Like there's a reason you're here. There's a reason you are the way that you are. Now let's embrace that more. And once you embrace that and develop it, it's like having a skill, right? And once like you learn how to ride a bike, the more you do it, the easier it's going to come for you to like ride a bike or driving like me. The more I drive, the more easier it's going to be for me. But if we don't learn it or take the time to do that and reflect and develop it, then we're going to lose it. But the more we take time to pay attention to it and redefine what that is for us, the more we're going to flourish.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Lupe, that was so
Mic
good. It gave
drop.
me chills. I was like, girl,
Mic drop.
okay. I love that. That was so good.
That
That's
was
what
good.
happens when you break the rules.
See, no, but I love it, right? And again, it goes back to that, just giving yourself the time to really hone in and to practice it. Because again, guys, we all go through different evolutions of what our gifts are going to look like. For me, even for example, right, when we talked really quickly about, my voice and how it also evolved over time, that's the same concept with our gifts. So I love that you emphasized on that, Lupe. It's so good. Oh my gosh, that like really brought me chills. But I know we have to like wrap up.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I want us to go ahead and what is a tool that you would give to our listeners right now if, you know, being able to help them identify what their gifts are or what is an action item that they can do today to be able to find that gift?
I'm going to share one, and it might seem counterintuitive to, right? Like we're trying to find our gift, right? And so I invite you to connect to your body without the expectation of finding your gift. So I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I think sometimes when we're looking so hard, we're not going to find it because we need to, you know, surrender coach over here. We have to surrender a little bit, right? We have to kind of loosen that grip a little bit, right? So if you can just connect to your body and see what comes up naturally, right? You can potentially find your gift.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
that. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say, Lupe?
Yeah, so going based off that, also sit with your body, but also sit with your notebook and pen and just list out the things that make you happy. What comes easy to you? Like, I love cooking. I love writing, whatever it is, or I get happy when I do this. Just list it out. Sometimes we don't take the time to like really sit and write out what we like because we're just on this go, go, go momentum. And we just need to sit with our bodies, but also sit with your thoughts. Like, what is it you actually like to do? And hone in on that. Start from there because usually what makes us happy is what comes easy to us and it's what our gift truly is.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like you guys are saying all the gems right now. But my tip or my action item for you all is just go explore.
Mm,
Explore, play, have fun with your talents. If you need to sign up for a like a course or some workshop that's out there. Maybe you want to make a candle or whatever. Go and enjoy the experience of it and observe what's going on in that exploration phase, because you are allowing yourself to surrender in that moment of, I may not know what my gifts are yet, or I haven't defined that, but I'm about to explore and allow it to just come out naturally, where I feel good about that. So remember, ladies, like, it does not have to be super serious. Like, allow yourselves to explore and just have fun with it, and it will come. And you will know when your gifts resonate with you, where you're like, I'm going to explore this more. I'm going to deep dive more. I'm going to just show up and give service. Because that's another thing with our gifts. Gifts are a part of our service. And how do you want to show up daily and, be able to give that to the people that you want to give it to, right? So going in a heart-centered place. So I feel like
Ooh.
that's an action item for, the listeners, even for ourselves, maybe
Yes.
if we're in that exploration phase. So just go ahead and hone on that.
I love
I
that.
love it.
All right.
Yay. Well, we will see you in the next episode, and hopefully you'll practice finding your gifts.
Yes.
Yes, ladies.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck. We believe in you.
Thank you for joining us today on Lit Podcast. We hope this conversation has ignited a spark within you so that you keep embracing your journey.
Remember, transformation takes time, but every step brings you closer to the life you're meant to live. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share, and leave a review.
Let's continue this journey together. Until next time, stay lit and keep transforming.